What's up, Radiant Icons, and welcome back to Dare to Be Iconic, the podcast made for icons who are daring to be themselves. I'm your host, Amanda Policelli, and for today's tea time session, we are spilling the tea with JJ, the owner of the MVMNT Lab, a Pilates and wellness studio in Kissimmee, Florida. For today's tea time sesh, JJ and I spilled the tea on owning your power, healing through movement, and give a little sneak peek of what to expect for our iconic wellness event experience, Dare to Move, where healing becomes power. Dare to Move is an iconic wellness experience that you cannot find anywhere else, Radiant Icons, and that will be on Saturday, April 25th at the MVMNT Lab. This iconic empowerment event includes a first ever in-person masterclass of Dare to Be Iconic's very own Break Up with the Past, Fall in Love with the Future, and a Pilates class, and so much more. We want to see you there on April 25th at the MVMNT Lab, Radiant Icons. So make sure to secure your seat today by clicking the link in the show notes below. And also, Radiant Icons, before we get into our piping hot tea time session, because you know we spilt all the tea, and yes, it was indeed very, very hot. I dare you to connect with me on socials, Radiant Icons. Absolutely. On Instagram and TikTok, it's at Amanda Policelli _ and at Dare to Be Iconic _. And if you're on LinkedIn, Radiant Icons, you already know what I'm going to say. Make sure to connect with me on there. It's Amanda Policelli. All of my socials are linked in the show notes below. And also, Radiant Icons, speaking of show notes, you may see that we dropped a little something something on Monday, and that is our new merch line because it's time to own your sexy this spring. And the best way to own your sexy is by repping your DTBI pride with our new spring line. You see that? How that rhymes, Radiant Icons? We're just iconic like that. And if you are watching on YouTube right now, then you can see that I am wearing our hot and healing pink crew neck. I am absolutely, utterly obsessed with this collection. I think this is honestly our best collection to date. Our best collection to date. And I know you want to own your sexy with us by repping your DTBI prides. So make sure to grab your favorite pieces from this exclusive drop by clicking the link in the show notes today. And now that we've gone through all the housekeeping, Radiant Icons, the time has come. Are you ready for your tea time sesh? Because it's starting now. JJ, it's been a long time coming. Welcome to Dare to Be Iconic. How are you doing, girl?
Doing so good. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm just like so excited to get talking and do
Oh
all.
my God. Of course, us spilling the tea is something that the Radiant Icons I know cannot wait to hear about because we have so much to spill. But before we get into all that iconicness, we do have to go over some DTBI essentials,
Okay.
which basically is what does Dare to Be Iconic mean to you? And how do you dare to be iconic in your everyday life?
Dare to be iconic, like that statement right there, I think is something that everybody can speak to it differently. And it can really
Yeah.
be different for everyone. And I think to me, it means to like dare to just be yourself. Like, don't be afraid of that. Like, really, like, find who you are and be proud of it. Don't
Mm.
feel any shame towards the way that you feel. The way that you feel is valid and all of that. I think that that is probably what Dare to Be Iconic means because every one of us is an icon and in our own right. And I think we all just want to lean into that. I think nobody should feel like they have to reach a certain status to be what they can consider an icon. You are an icon in your own life. And I think that's kind of what I like to live by with that, like dare to be iconic every day. It's like really just waking up and just choosing to be me and not be afraid of who I am. And it's way easier said than done. Like
Mm.
one, and there
Retweet, girl. Preach it.
not for me today, but just knowing that that's also part of your journey and that it's okay to feel that way. And then you just kick it into gear the next day and keep going.
Exactly. And what I love the most about what you said in your Dare to Be Iconic definition is that part of choosing yourself. I am such a big advocate for the choose yourself journey, like point blank and period, because I think when you lean into the magic of daring to be yourself, that is when everything else in your life follows suit.
Yeah,
right? And when it comes to that act of choosing yourself, I specifically think about both of us on our entrepreneurial journeys.
yeah.
And for the Radiance icons that may not know about your business, the Movement Lab, can you bring us back to that moment where you decided to choose you and create the Movement Lab? What is the Movement Lab? What inspired you to go on this journey and basically dare to be yourself while you are building a business?
Yeah, so for the Movement Lab, like for anybody that doesn't know, we are a mat Pilates studio located in downtown Kissimmee. But like that's just on paper, that's what we are. But I really do feel that the Movement Lab is a community of people that just want to promote wealth, health, wellness, fitness. Like we kind of have like this like ongoing saying that if you have a body, like the Movement Lab is for you. Like it doesn't matter like
Ooh,
who you
yes.
are, what you look like, where you come from. Like we are just like we want to be that welcoming community in the Pilates space or just in the wellness space in general.
Mhm.
But what kind of like that moment in time that I thought of creating something like the Movement Lab was honestly just kind of like was a kind of like a flow of things that kind of just started sparking this idea. So for those who don't know, I also own a dance studio. That's like what I've been doing. That's I've been a dancer my whole entire life. And I am in school right now to get my doctorate in physical therapy. So I've always wanted to tie my like love for health and wellness with physical therapy into
Yeah.
dance. And then I love going to the gym, but it was like one of those things where I was like, I just don't feel connected to it like that. Like I don't feel connected to it the way I do with dance. So then I found Pilates, started doing Pilates classes, fell in love with it, realized how beneficial it is, not just as a workout, like for rehab from the physical therapy mind that I'm having, like just like the benefit of it for your body and the fact that literally anybody can do it. And then being a dancer, like if there's any dancers out there, you know the dancer to Pilates pipeline is like
It's huge. It's, like, literally insane.
yeah, kind of fell into that pipeline, right? But then already being like an entrepreneur in that aspect of like having a
Yeah,
dance studio and wanting to promote wellness, I just thought, well, I looked around and I would always drive out of Kissimmee into any neighboring city, any neighboring neighborhood to go to Pilates. And I'm like, well, why don't we have this here in Kissimmee? Like Kissimmee needs this. This is something that would be great
exactly.
for the people around here because I know so many people that want it, but I'm Orlando is 30 minutes away from Orlando. Orlando's 45
No,
minutes.
no, literally, for the Radiant icons who are not in Central Florida, like, Orlando is huge. You
Yeah,
have to drive 30 to 45 minutes to get
any
anywhere,
any
point blank and period,
yeah.
okay? So we did need this
We
in
do.
Kissimmee. Like, we literally were talking about this before we pressed record on this tea time sesh, is how important it is to have spaces that not only are inclusive, but that are also close in an area that takes you like 30 to 45 minutes on a good day to
Oh,
get to
yeah,
what you need to do.
correct. And so with that, I was like, man, like I've always loved just serving the community in any way, shape, or form, rather
Yeah,
than like doing community events with the dance studio or like just getting involved with like the first responders or getting involved with like just neighborhood people like all of that just like giving back to the community. And I thought what better way to give back to the community than to provide something like fitness or wellness that we need here, but just in general. And so literally the idea popped into my head, and I've always loved the name movement. That was like something that I knew I wanted to use in some point in time in my life. And then the movement lab came to be, and then here we are.
how long has the movement lab been up and running?
The idea of the movement lab started with like our first couple Pilates classes
Yeah.
in March of last year. So it's been a year of like the idea of it, but the actual like full on having classes since June of last year. Like it's been less than a year of like full on go, go, go
Girl,
lab.
oh my god,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like killing it.
It's like such a little baby, but it's growing so fast.
No, you're like, wow, I had no idea.
Mhm.
Holy, okay, girl, that's on period. Like that's boss babe shit right there. Like period. So
Yeah.
speaking of you being so early then in your entrepreneurial journey, right, with the movement lab, what have been some of the highest highs and lowest lows? And what have those, both of them, the highest highs and lowest lows, taught you on this journey as you think about the future of Movement Lab? Because as you said, it's growing at an unprecedented rate.
Yeah.
So, what has it taught you about yourself as a founder, and how has it impacted your vision for what's to come?
For sure. Some of like obviously like people can say the highest highs are like the sold out classes and the
Yeah,
this that. And like yes, obviously that's a really high high. Like to be able to say that I had a sold out event 2 weeks, not even a week ago. It was like last Saturday. We had an event completely sold out. Honestly, kind of oversold out. Like, and it was amazing to see that. But I think another like really high that we've had at the Movement Lab has been just seeing the community and hearing the feedback
mm,
that are in like that come into the studio, because I have people that come in and say like they just feel like they're a part of a family, like they're here to work out but they're also here to like hang out with their friends.
exactly. Yes.
They come in alone and they leave with a friend, like that to me, because that's what I wanted to create, like warms my heart knowing that like people feel that way, people feel like it's a safe space. And then
Mm,
obviously some of like the lowest lows have definitely been like the times where I'm like, I don't even know if we can keep this going. Like there's times where like before when we first opened up, it was like not a lot of people were hearing about us. We're in downtown Kissimmee, which in and of itself like is an older set.
area of Orlando. Yeah.
So because it's a little bit older, like the setup maybe isn't as like ideal, like storefront wise, and like having little hallways and alleyways that most businesses are in. So it's like foot traffic and just thinking that like exposure to the community and just feeling kind of like it wasn't working. And then, you know, we have the people that walk in and find us and all of that, and that's great. But I think some of the lowest lows were like those days where I was like, man, like I don't even know if we're gonna be able to keep this going. Like this was a cool idea at first. I'm not sure. Definitely also kind of taught me while I'm like instructing and teaching and creating this. It's like there's moments and times where like I'm sure everybody feels like kind of like an imposter syndrome.
Mm,
Where
girl, retweet.
yeah, okay. And it's like I'm teaching a class and I'm like, I really hope that these people like the
Yeah,
that we have for the like the class. I hope people that really resonate with it. I hope people enjoy
exactly.
back. And then I see people come back, but then see some people don't. And I'm like, well, I've had to learn to think like everyone will have their path. Everyone who's meant to be here will be here and all of that. And I think that's maybe one of the biggest things that I've learned with the Movement Lab as a founder of it is like trusting that process and like trusting those lows because you know that there's going to be a high coming next, you know?
Mhm.
And I think already having ran the dance studio and still running that, the business side of it kind of just like flowed right into. I'm not going to say I'm a perfect business person. I'm not. I promise you. Every day I'm making mistakes and everything, but like it's one
Girl,
of
that's so normal though, because we're just learning, you know? Like we're all just learning and we're just
those
figuring it out as we go. Because there's no
exactly.
one perfect like road when it comes to building a business. Like
And I think we
yeah,
get in our own head thinking that there is, and so
exactly.
building this from the ground up has definitely taught me that in a different way than the dance studio ever did. And I think the dance studio, I mean, backstory on that, it was a family business that I ended up taking over. So it was almost kind of like I grew up in learning it. I grew up knowing
Yeah.
it. Like building this from literally ground zero, from like having to create the name of it and finding movement and being like, how am I going to make this work? Googling cool ways to make this like name, make sound like a Pilates studio, but something that can also be so much more. So then now having, classes and that are full and having like a team behind me and with me teaching and everything, like it's been an awesome experience to see like the growth of it and just lean into those highs and those lows because that's what makes us human. That's what makes everything, real.
Exactly. And I want to just piggyback off of real quick one thing you said, which was the phrase movement and how community and movement, it just like kept popping up, right? When you were describing the highs and lows that you've experienced, right? In that trusting yourself process as you were building the movement lab. And your tagline for the movement lab is movement is medicine.
Mhm.
Has there been a time in your classes, right, or your events where you have seen that phrase, movement is medicine, come to life? And can you share that with us?
Yeah. There's been so many times where I've seen that come to life. Kind of like, again, the physical therapy mind that I have,
Exactly.
having like the movement is medicine is one thing that we use as physical therapists as a tagline. We use like movement
Yes.
is medicine, like motion is lotion. Like we use that like as our like
Yeah, it's the je ne sais quoi. Like it's the thing. Yeah.
talk to a physical therapist and they're going to say that. But knowing that it's so much more than just that, you know. And I have people come in, like for example, I have a client that'll come into class and I can tell that she might not be feeling the best that day or anything like that. And after the class, she's like, man, I really needed that. Like I really needed to move my body. And just like I let go of all of, like, for 45 minutes, I'm letting go of all of the stress from work,
Mm.
the stress from home, letting go of all of the negativity, and like being able to just move and be present in the moment and be in tune with my own body. Um, and so it's times like that that I see like that tagline come to life. And even me, like I'm sure there's times where I'm showing up to teach and I'm like, man, like I really don't feel like moving my body today. But then when I'm done, I feel like a brand new woman. I'm like, man, I love
Yes.
the fact that I got to do this. And it's also like we get to play fun music and we have fun lights, and the whole environment of it and the vibe and the mood of everything really does like just change. And I think movement is medicine is so much more than just medicine for your body, but it's medicine for your mind. And I think it's like
Yes.
probably just such a, people don't realize that Pilates is not, some people think Pilates is just stretching
Yeah.
in classes,
Yeah.
or Pilates is so much more than stretching. Like, girl, I had a guy come in and take class and
Oh, I was literally just about to ask you. Thank God you brought that up because
yes,
I love watching on TikTok the men struggling doing
yes,
Pilates. Like, I am a certified man hater. I know everyone knows this about me. Like, when you play man eater in your class, 'cause I have taken JJ's class, okay? And you can look on my Instagram, and there's a part where she plays man eater and she has me do the damn arm exercises because I hate working out my arms, Radiance Icons. I am so weak. But every time that song comes on, I go, yes, I can do this. I can fight a man because I always want to. But
no, valid. I said that in my class one day, super unhinged. We say crazy things here, okay? We have
as
some.
we should. It is therapy, okay? Like we're literally in therapy when we are moving our body in Pilates. So, of course, the emotions that we are feeling deep down that we don't get to say every day are going to come out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. And literally, I love it. I was talking like that with a few of like my regulars, and they were like, JJ, every time you play man eater or breaking dishes, we know your arm burnout.
Yes. 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 Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I feel like it's like, you know, that's probably like the best thing when it comes to like the movement is medicine thing. And girl, going back to the guy thing,
Oh, please.
hey, if you don't know, both Amanda and I love F1.
We love F1. We're both Lando Norris girlies. So, like, Lord help us all.
Don't talk about the past 3 weeks.
I can't. No, please.
We
We need to, like,
on that. We can do a whole other episode on just the stuff happening with Formula.
no, like, literally.
Anyway, before Miami. But did you see a video of Carlos doing Pilates?
Oh, yes, of course I did.
They,
Of course I did.
I think that video, I see it when I close my eyes because I've watched it so many times. A professional athlete like that struggling with Pilates made me feel so good.
Not the fact that you can see it in your mind, but like point blank and period. You know
Yeah.
what I need? I need Williams. I know someone from the Williams team listens to Dare to Be Iconic. So I need you to listen to me right now. I need you to have JJ teach Carlos and Alex
I
Pilates, and then I will come and film it for the podcast.
call us right now.
No, like literally, James, I know you listen to my podcast, okay?
Yeah.
I know you listen. But anyway, I love when men struggle in Pilates. It is the funniest thing in the world because I think they underestimate how much strength it takes to be moving like the pulsing. When you say pulse, I know I'm going to die.
Exactly. Halfway
Like
down. That's it. The worst movement ever.
I hate it. And when you're like with the arm one and you're like pulse, I said JJ.
You're like, why are you making me do this right now?
No, like literally.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's not easy, folks. It's not easy.
No, it's not. I dare you to try it, Radiant Icons. I know you probably have because of how many times I have said on this very podcast, do movement that brings you joy. And then I mentioned heels dancing and Pilates. And I know you guys have probably done it. So you feel the pain. Okay.
You're in the same boat as us. It's okay.
Exactly.
We're all right together. Okay?
We're all suffering together with the pulsing.
Correct. Exactly.
Just like we're suffering with Lando Norris and McLaren this season. But
I stayed up till 1 a.m. to watch.
no, 1,000%. I definitely did too. But it was honestly low-key kind of boring, in my opinion, because like I already knew Kimi was gonna win. I already knew.
We all knew that was gonna happen. We all knew he was gonna win. We all knew Mercedes was gonna take it. And
I
then,
know.
girl, I can't. At least Oscar got
No.
the race though.
No, I literally was like, "At least we got a McLaren on the podium."
We
Like, you
got
know what I'm saying?
and this was Oscar's first race of the season. Go off, King. Like,
He literally said, "Hold my beer, I'm starting a race, and I'm gonna finish it."
and I will finish it. And he just podiumed on top of it. We're good. Like, girl.
Thank God, thank God. I mean, at least we are hoping for something good in Miami, you
So
know? Like,
the vibes have to be set right. I'm sorry. I
no, they have to because that is like the thing about Miami is that Miami has some of the best vibes ever, like
mean,
point blank and period. I love Miami because of the activations. The activations really set you up for success. So when you're on the track, you're like, "Oh, this is a vibe."
oh my god.
Right? Like the you know how we were just talking about the mind body soul connection, right? When we're moving in Pilates, it's the same thing when you're on the track because you got to move to the other side to everywhere to see those cars,
Oh,
especially with those campus passes that they haven't dropped yet, Miami GP.
hello. F1, Miami.
But Miami has immaculate vibes. It's
Yeah.
always a party. Like, genuinely, think of a day club on a track.
You sold me there. Like, I'm sold.
No, I know. It's so good. It's so good. But speaking of immaculate vibes, like
Yeah.
the Miami Grand Prix and our event, our iconic wellness experience, Dare to Move,
Mhm.
we're talking a lot about this mind, body, and soul
Mhm.
connection, right? And the importance of healing out loud through movement. And our tagline for this event is where healing becomes power. So, in your opinion, JJ, what
Mhm.
is the difference between simply healing from something and stepping into your power afterward?
Ooh, such a good question. Um, Honestly, I think as simple as it can be, it's like when you take an experience that you've gone through, good, bad, or indifferent, and you heal from it in whichever way that it needs to happen. And then
Mm,
you use that to your advantage, not only to grow as a person, but to help inspire other people to grow as their own person, like healing and then becoming your own power. Like, really, there's something about finding who you are and that power, even if it's like a sliver of who you are, because we're always finding ourselves every single day. But even if you find that extra little sliver that one day, there's something so powerful about it, especially as anybody, but especially like when for this event, if we're healing through movement and like it's like women empowerment and all of this stuff, like
yeah,
especially like in that space. There's something so unique about that, something so some vibe that like you that's it's intangible. There's
I
something that you
agree.
really can't hold on to and like
Yes.
feel that, you know? And I really think that healing and then growing into your powers, like using that and like you hold on to it, you take over that, you take control of that again. You don't let that power you, you take power over that. And then
Exactly.
with it. I think that is like probably the most important thing when it comes to like healing and moving into your own power.
Exactly. And like you mentioned, healing in itself is it's such an individualized,
Mhm.
personal experience, right? We are all healing from so many different things in life, right? Like I'm healing from something completely different than maybe you can be healing from, right? But we both won't know it, right? We're just going through it, right? Because it is quiet, it is intimate. And so why do you think it's so important for us as young women who are business owners that mainly cater to a female audience, a female community? Why do you think it's so important for us to create experiences or spaces where people can heal in community? And why it is so powerful as we learn how to own our power?
Yeah. Honestly, like having community is something so important. Like we don't realize how important it is to just have people by your side. Like you said, you might not even know what other people are going through. And they might even tell you, and even then you still might even not know the full extent of it.
Exactly.
Having those people around to know that you're not alone in whatever your healing is. For example, if you're healing from a heartbreak or you're healing from, maybe something happened at your job or maybe like, I don't know, you lost your favorite sweater, whatever it might be, like whatever's you need to heal from, knowing that you're not alone in that, because other people can share a similar or adjacent experience to that. It might not even be that they're in the same boat as you, but you're all on the same journey together. And I think having that sense of community, that you have people to lean on, you have somebody that you can talk to, that you can reach out to. Everybody has such a different outlook on life. Everyone has
Yes.
a different perspective, and being able to hear other people's perspectives will only widen your horizons more.
And so, speaking of that community aspect, our event, Dare to Move, which is now live in the show notes for you to secure your tickets, Radiant Icons. If you are in the Central Florida area, we want to see you there. But our event centers around the words community, right? Because it's so vital to healing. It centers around movement, obviously, and confidence.
Yeah.
From your perspective, how do these
Yeah.
three elements work together to help someone reconnect with their power as they're healing out loud?
I think they connect more than people think, community, moving, like healing, confidence, things like that. Like, just especially when you show up to an event, let's just say you show up alone, like any of you radiant icons show up by yourself, right?
Mhm.
I promise you that you're going to feel this sense of community and all being in the same boat together. Like we were talking about with the pulses, you're going to feel the pulse, you're going to feel the burn.
We're all going to struggle together.
We're all struggling together, and we're all feeling the burn and the pulse together, and feeling that and being in the same boat with your, even these new people that you don't know. Like, you will walk away with a friend, you will walk away with someone new, you will walk away following somebody extra on Instagram and tagging them in your story, like, and having that confidence to even just say hi to somebody that you don't know,
Or
because
even come to the event. I think that's a big thing too, is like a lot of times we feel scared to go outside of our comfort zone and go to an event by ourselves. But honestly, I think that's like the best thing you can do for yourself
yeah,
is force yourself to go to an event by yourself.
yeah,
Because you're
exactly.
going to make friends. You are.
I promise you, you will. And having the confidence to even show up, and then knowing that you have a sense of community there, because everybody there is searching for something similar, some sort of confidence boost, some sort of healing, some sort of something, as well as getting a really good burn in and moving and all being in the same boat together. I think that's honestly the best way that we can combine those three things into our event that we have, that I'm so excited for.
And speaking of this experience that we can't wait to share with you guys on April 25th at the Movement Lab, what else do you hope attendees take from our event? And what are you most excited for too?
I'm most excited to see everybody coming together
Yeah.
and being able to, like, just honestly just meeting new people. That's like the scariest thing in the world, is meeting
Yes.
people. And honestly, so excited to feel that little sense of like, oof, I wonder who I'm gonna meet here. I wonder, like,
Yeah.
any, like, friends we're gonna make. I'm so excited to just see everybody coming out of their comfort zone
Yes.
to this event, showing up, going through the workshop that I'm so excited that you're gonna lead. Like, I
Oh,
cannot
thank
wait.
you.
I am so excited to hear, like, anything that you have to say, because I just know that you, like, you're
Gina,
great. I literally am so excited. You,
stop. Say it again.
I just, yeah, I think that the workshop is going to be amazing. I think that people are going to be able to take away so many things from it. And I really hope that people just take away this sense of self, I guess.
Yes.
The best way that I can say it is like this sense of not just the healing power, but just being able to feel like you walked away and you learned something new, and you think that, and you know your worth, you know your strength, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the above. And I feel
Yes.
like that's probably one thing that you may go into this event not knowing that you will walk out with, and you'll walk out with so much more than you could have ever expected.
Exactly. No, we can guarantee you, Radiant Icons, that you will be walking away with radiating inner power.
Yeah.
Like you will know how to turn your pain into power and heal out loud. I promise you, when you show up to Dare to Move, because that's where healing becomes power. You know, I had to do it, Radiance Icons. But anywho, that was beautiful. And I hope everyone takes away exactly that from our event, because there's, again, so much power
Yeah.
in daring to be yourself and coming in community and being confident in who you are and not letting anything or anyone define you, because you are the only person that can define yourself at the end of the day, you
Amen.
know?
Say that louder for the people in the back.
Amen. So, JJ, I can't believe our time to spill the tea is literally almost done.
Oh my gosh.
I know. We had a really good tea time sesh.
We did. We can keep going. It's
No,
fine.
like literally. I do have two little fun things
Okay.
for you before we go.
Okay.
For a radiant icon who is listening to this right now and feels disconnected to their power,
Mhm.
what is one small step that they can take right now to start reconnecting with themselves?
So something that you can do like right now. I'm gonna give two tiny little things.
I love it. Give it to us.
Is it sounds so silly, but literally just look at yourself in the mirror and literally just say out loud one positive affirmation about yourself. Just say it to yourself in the mirror. And you're going to feel so silly doing it, but I promise you, there's something about saying it to yourself and hearing your own voice say it.
And seeing it, like literally connecting to yourself in that mirror, making that eye contact. Yes.
It's one positive thing about yourself. Or grabbing a journal and writing something positive about yourself. I think what happens is we so often only harp on the negatives that are going on in our lives and
Yes.
the things that we wish we could change, that we don't sit there and actually create a sense of positivity and confidence in
Mm,
what we do have going for ourselves. I promise you, you have so many more strengths than you can imagine. And
exactly.
I think just grabbing a journal, writing it down, even if it's the breakup journal, DTBI, sorry, excuse me.
Thank you. No, I mean, she's right.
Yeah,
You can buy it in the link in the show notes.
thank you.
But
Um, just grabbing a journal, writing in it, find something positive. Pinterest or Google a
yes.
positive journal prompt if you don't know what to write. And
Or
then
even doing like three things you're grateful for too.
that's
Like
it.
just living in that gratitude can
Yeah.
help you with that positive mindset so you can have that friendly outlook of the world and of yourself.
Yeah, that's it. Just really just start writing down little things that you're grateful for, positive affirmations about yourself, and you will begin to believe it. I promise you. Like it
Exactly.
will start. There's something so powerful about pen to paper and saying it to yourself in the mirror. Just start.
Exactly.
You're
Because
gonna
you're
feel silly.
switching your mind.
Yeah. Just you have to. Our minds are so powerful. Our words hold such power, and if we only talk down and self-deprecate, we're
Yes,
never going to believe otherwise. And I think that's the first thing. Just get out of that headspace and
exactly.
said than done, but start with that. Start with the
Yeah.
affirmation and journaling. That's what I would say.
I love it. It's a good old mindset switch, Radiant Icons, and you know we love that here. So, lastly, JJ, this is new. I've actually never done this on the pod before, so I am very excited.
Oh, the first one.
I would like you to finish this sentence.
Uh-oh.
Power begins with,
Ooh. I have to say it. Power begins with moving for me.
and that's on period. JJ, thank you for coming on Dare to Be Iconic and spilling the tea with us. I am so excited for Dare to Move. And if you are in the Kissimmee area, not only will we see you on April 25th, but also make sure to check out the MVMNT Lab. And I will be linking their site in the show notes below so you can book your next class.
Yes, book your class, come hang out with us. We are super, super welcoming. Anybody is welcome. And we are so excited to see you guys in the studio and at our event on April 25th.
Welcome to the Fashionably Single podcast, where single life meets real talk. Hosted by Hannah.
This guy is sitting next to me, and this was like a no-shoe kind of house, so he had to take his shoes off. They were playing cards, drinking, and then all of a sudden, he starts rubbing his foot on my leg.
And her co-host, Jessica. So he leaves me at the table, he gets his food, he goes back to his car. I'm thinking he's dipping out on this date. I just told him I don't want to marry him, and I won't let him kill me, so... Two millennials in Austin, Texas, navigating dating, independence, and becoming your best self with confidence and style.
All right, Radiant Icons, that is your tea time sesh for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe, to leave a review, a rating, to tell your friends about us, to tell everyone and anyone, because you know we love what? Say it with me, Radiant Icons. We love more Radiant Icons in our iconic community of ours. I will never get tired of saying it. I truly will not. And you know what else I will never get tired of, Radiant Icons? is meeting you guys in person. So make sure to secure your tickets today, especially if you are in the Central Florida area, to our iconic wellness experience, Dare to Move, where healing becomes power. I am truly so excited to heal out loud with you guys and reconnect with ourselves and own our power together. Because if there is one thing I know we can do this year in 2026, is turn our pain into power and heal out loud. And I cannot wait to do it together with you all. Thank you, JJ, so much for spilling the tea with us here at Dare to Be Iconic. Make sure to check out the Movement Lab if you are in Kissimmee, Florida. Her links are in the show notes below. And well, I'll chat with y'all next week. Next week, we have a little episode rewind. Because you know I love a good rewind every once a month, okay? Okay, Radiant Icons. So I'll chat with you then. Remember, dare to be iconic. Bye.